What a beautiful backdrop to a motor race. We're here in the Styrian Mountains, of course, and they've watched over some cracking races throughout the history of this Grand Prix. Controversy, of course, think back to 2002, but also great joy. Do you remember Niki Lauda's historic home victory in 1984? The Red Bull Ring then, 700 metres above sea level. This tough circuit may only have 9 corners, but they're fast and they're bumpy. It's a true test for any racing driver. We have 2 DRS zones, and watch out for overtakes into turn 2 as the uphill entry helps those trying to be the last of the late breakers steam up the inside. A tough race in store then for our drivers today, so tell me, Anthony Davidson, what will you be looking out for as the cars make their way down into turn 1?
Well, first of all, let's hope that everyone's well behaved and we can have a nice incident-free start. That initial release is going to be the most interesting thing, and the clean side of the grid will be better rubbered in, so keep an eye out for cars over there potentially making their way through.
You were expected to be in a higher grid position than this. Let's push hard on the first few laps and move up a few places.
So before the off, let's remind ourselves of yesterday's qualifying session with a look at the starting grid. It's Force India in pole position then, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Bottas, Max Verstappen and Massa.
Say again. Eco's P7 at the moment. The difference is 6.6 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1:22.5. Hamilton behind. The gap to the car behind is 3.5 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. The time last lap was a 19.1. Okay, here's who we're really fighting today. Massa and Hulkenberg. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now. Race officials have enabled DRS. DRS is now available. There's 4 laps of fuel remaining. We're comfortably above target on the fuel load. We have spare fuel to use. Say again, you're breaking up. Nico's currently in P5. The gap is 9.4 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1:15.7. soft tyres at the next pit stop. You're leading the pack. P1, the gap behind us is 7.4 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. That was our last stop. No more scheduled pit stops. You are in first position, front of the pack. Okay, the gap behind is 7.5 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. Look after these tyres now. We want to finish the race on this compound. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. There's 3 laps of fuel remaining. We're carrying excess fuel. We have extra fuel to burn. You're leading the pack. P1, our gap behind is 7.9 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the air now. 2 laps left. Next time by will be your final lap. Is in P3. The gap is 13.3 seconds. They're on fresh ultra softs. The time last lap was a 1:14.5. You are in first position, front of the pack. The gap to the car behind is 11.8 seconds. They're on fresh super softs. This is your final lap of the race. Superb driving. That's the race win.
A great win then for the Force India team today. Anthony, what do you think made the difference here?
Well, I think the track conditions just really suited their car today. Wind, track temperature, you name it. These cars come alive when the tyres are just at the right temperature. So the more easily you can keep them there, the better your race tends to go. And that's exactly what happened. Their car just looks so comfortable out there.
It's time to present the top drivers with their trophies for today's Grand Prix. And there are a lot of people in the paddock very happy with this result. It's Force India on the top step. And now let's take a look at the drivers' standings. A strong race then for our championship leader. That's extended their advantage at the top of the standings. Moving on to the driver of the day then. Anthony Davidson, who would you go for?
Well, after a drive like that, it's got to be Nico Hülkenberg, hasn't it? Very clean, very smooth. He can be really pleased with that one.
And here's how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Force India have extended their lead at the top of the championship. Another team that excelled today was Williams, who make further progress up the table. There'll be plenty more twists and turns to come this season. I hope you can join us at the next race to see just who will come out on top.